I'm going to go for it, James. I'm going to put my mic in front of Ron Dennis, just while Alonso's trainer is kind of saying a few words to Ron Dennis. And
just dive in, Ted. Go on, get in there.
Ron, what happened there?
We'll discuss it later when it's been discussed in the team.
It looked like Fernando just wasn't... Was it a problem, or was he waiting there deliberately?
As I said, this matter will be discussed in the team, and then we'll sort it from there.
Okay, thank you very much, Ron.
Well, you don't need to be an expert in body language to read that one, do you, Damon?
That's sport. That is, I'm sorry, that's the sort of excitement that this sport has sometimes. I feel very strongly that racing drivers should be allowed to race. Alonso did a little bit of a naughty thing there, it has to be said, but it was good. It was good tactics. I don't know if it's against the regulations. It might be against McLaren regulations.
It was certainly tough. There will most certainly be payback. They are on the front row together tomorrow for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Fernando Alonso is on pole position for tomorrow's Hungarian Grand Prix, but that's only part of the story. How much did he do it at the expense of his teammate Lewis Hamilton, and how ruthless was Fernando Alonso in that pit lane this afternoon?
Well, you know, if you watch what went on there, Steve, it looked like he did it on purpose. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like the lollipop came up, some 10 seconds went by, and Alonso didn't leave, and he knew, I would say, that Lewis was behind him in the pit. Because he left late, Lewis didn't actually get round in time to create his last qualifying lap. There's obviously some issues because Ron Dennis clearly looks unhappy, not prepared to make a comment. If that happened on purpose, Steve, that is a big no-no, a very unsporting situation. But we'll have to wait and see.
What we did see also was that gesture from Lewis Hamilton, arm round Fernando Alonso. All seems to be well inside the McLaren camp, but behind closed doors maybe there might be some harsh words.
Well, I think there's going to be a definite discussion, and you know, until we actually see the outcome of that and we get an internal communication from the team, it's difficult to actually make a comment. But if it was on purpose situation, that's a no-no in my book.
Okay, take us through what happened in that pole position shootout. Lewis Hamilton was brilliant, and he put himself on provisional pole.
Lewis Hamilton was outstanding. Again, we've just seen him lay down a marker lap, which was, 4 tenths in front of Alonso. Again, Lewis Hamilton, fantastic performance. At this point, you see Alonso in the pit, lollipop's gone up, 10 seconds go by, and then he decides that he's going to leave. Everybody's waiting for him to leave. He knows full well at this stage, I would say, that Lewis is behind him. Lewis comes in, gets his tyres changed. Unfortunately for Lewis Hamilton, there is not enough time to get round to start his actual qualifying lap. The upside, Lewis doesn't complete his lap. Alonso then creates another great lap to get pole position. But did he really do it in a sporting situation? I'm unsure about that. We'll have to wait and see for the team comment. But as I say, if it was done on purpose...
Alonso must have known the situation, and this was the immediate anger of Ron Dennis as well. Did it cost Lewis Hamilton pole, do you feel?
It would have cost Lewis pole. If you'd have gone on performance from the lap before, he was the fastest man on the circuit. Yes, Alonso got it in the end, but I'd like to have seen second set of tyres to Lewis Hamilton.
Press conference might be interesting. I think they're in there and underway right now.
A very different sort of qualifying session. First of all, you were on the harder tyre compared with your teammate, if you could talk about that a little bit, and also those rather strange delays before you went out for both runs. Was that your decision or the team holding you back?
Team was holding me back in this, and we tried to keep to have a little bit of space. We had the Ferrari in 2 stops in front of us, and with the prime tyre was for us the best tyre, so we used the option for Q1 and Q2, and then for Q3 we had the prime tires, and seems that the option is not working really well this weekend. So even for qualifying seems struggling a little bit to complete the lap, at least in my case. So I choose the prime tire for the afternoon.
And also a bit of a delay, given the second countdown with the right front tyre warmer at the beginning of your first quick run.
Yes, I think the blanket of the tyre, we had a problem, and it stayed inside the wheel, between the wheel and the car, and a little bit delayed there, but the mechanics push very hard the blanket, and I don't know if it breaks or whatever, but the car was fine.
The MP422 looks very good here at the Hungarian, quick obviously on the corners, but also good in terms of top speed.
Yes, absolutely. I think we've been very competitive all weekend from the first session to now qualifying. So seems that the car is performing really well here. And the last couple of Grand Prix we didn't have the opportunity to beat the Ferraris on dry conditions, on normal conditions, and here I think we have the chance. So I think we can make it tomorrow if we have a good race, and I think the performance is there.
Congratulations to you. Lewis, a frustrating qualifying session, I would suggest. You seem to be very quick throughout the afternoon. Tell us about those minutes, those seconds when you were stacked up behind Fernando there.
Not really much to say. I think you saw what happened. I've been very quick today, which is good. Made improvements over the weekend. The team did a fantastic job, as always, to get the car cooled down. So we were first out into Q3, and we had a very good pace.
And you preferred the softer of the two tyres?
I did, yes. Just through the obviously from testing yesterday and this morning, we obviously went in Q1 with the harder tyre and Q2 with the softer, and that was the preferred choice. So I believe that was the best, or we believe that was the best option for us.
And were you aware what was going on, for the reason for holding Fernando up there in front of you?
No, I think you should ask the team that.
We will indeed. Lewis, obviously an all-McLaren front row. It's going to be an interesting race tomorrow. You've had a trouble-free qualifying. How do you see your first Hungarian Grand Prix?
Well, it's just good to get through. Good to be back here and back on top, and to get through qualifying. That the team have had a hard weekend, the last race, and obviously they're extremely motivated for this week. And the team back at the factory have worked really hard to improve the car, and as you can see, the results are showing. So going into tomorrow's race, I feel very optimistic, and I think we got a great strategy.
Diplomacy is the order of the day, quite clearly at McLaren. And Lewis, despite what happened in qualifying, should feel optimistic about tomorrow.
Oh, I think definitely he's still there. He's as strong as ever. But body language and the way that he's talking there, he's obviously very unhappy. And we will have to wait and see. Just have to understand whether there is a team communication, and they explain to us what did happen in the pit lane.
Tight circuit, an all-McLaren front row. Is it going to be a little bit like Monaco was a couple of months ago?
It's going to be a tough race, and it's all going to be about turn one and who wins the battle into turn one, because if you get out in front on this circuit, one line, difficult to overtake, you've got every chance of winning this Grand Prix. We've got fireworks for tomorrow afternoon, I know that, and it's between two teammates.
OK, it's going to be very interesting indeed. Our live coverage of this Hungarian Grand Prix and our build-up to the start of the race, that's all underway at midday tomorrow. We aim to be talking to Lewis Hamilton, also to Jenson Button during the course of the build-up, and taking you through all the prospects ahead of the race. And motorsport later in the afternoon, the World Rally Championship round from Finland. That's at 6 o'clock on ITV4. But this Hungarian Grand Prix tomorrow, is it Lewis Hamilton back on form after a difficult couple of races? He's on the front row, but clearly battle is joined with his teammate Fernando Alonso. Stand by for fireworks, maybe McLaren fireworks tomorrow afternoon.